All right. Well, once again, welcome everyone to our town hall meeting just to talk a little bit more about exciting breaking news between the Michigan Parkinson Foundation and Parkinson's Movement Center. And don't worry, I loved all the discussion that we were having when you were getting on the call. We're going to have lots of room for discussion at the end here as well. So first, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Kristin Rossi. I'm the CEO of the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. And the goal of today's meeting is really just to tell you more about the exciting news that the PMC Parkinson's Movement Center, and you're going to hear me say that a lot, PMC and Deb, Parkinson's Movement Center and Deb, and Michigan Parkinson Foundation and MPF. So we're going to be saying that throughout the call. And really, I wanted to share that news with you. I wanted to talk about it in terms of the partnership between the two organizations and where we're going to kind of go from here. And I wanted to give you all, the community, the opportunity to ask us questions. So I'm also going to let's see, Deb and Angie introduce themselves too, and I'm just going to get my presentation up while they're doing that. So Deb, why don't you go ahead and do your intro first?
Well, hi everybody. I'm Deb Colling. I am the new fitness director for Michigan Parkinson Foundation, and as Kristen said, I was the founder and executive director of Parkinson's Movement Center. I have been in the fitness industry for roughly 25 plus years, maybe close to 30 by now. I had lost track. But I do yoga for Parkinson's, rock steady boxing, power moves, urban polling, Parkinson's art of expression, amongst a couple of other things. That I love to bring into all of our classes to challenge, not only our mobility, but our cognition, our fine motor skills, and everything Parkinson's related. So it's been such a pleasure. I've been doing rock steady boxing now for close to 9 years. So I've been in the field for that long with you guys fighting back. And since joining into the Parkinson's community, I've been a very big supporter of Michigan Parkinson Foundation. And as Kristen will tell you about, when we had a meeting last fall and we sat down, we just said, what can we do to better work with each other? This was our solution. So this is probably the best solution we could have come up with. And I'm super excited to be part of the team. So
Wonderful. Thank you, Deb. We're so happy to have you.
thanks.
And then next, I'd love our Director of Exercise, Angie Ludwa, to introduce herself.
Yes, hello everyone. I am, many of you know me, Angie Ludwa. I'm the Director of Exercise. I've been with the foundation for just over a year now, so it's been great to be part of this wonderful foundation. I'm a physical therapist. I've been practicing for 27 years in the clinic mostly. So I still, like Deb, I still love working with people in the community. So I still teach exercise classes in the community, rock steady boxing, power moves. So many of you know me through that. So yeah, it's been great. We're excited to have Deb along with us. And so yeah, hopefully be able to answer your questions and go from there. So
Yeah. Well, and these two are going to be a big part of our question and answer, at the end of the call for specific questions you have about exercise, specific questions you have, just about how we're going to move forward with our exercise programming and amplifying our exercise programming. But I do want to just make the distinction really quick that these two ladies are total powerhouses. So with them, we are sort of unstoppable in the movement-based activity sphere. Not only do they bring the knowledge and breadth of information from many years, but they also have the credentials to match. So I think Deb was talking about her credentials, Angie too. Angie, in addition to everything that she said, is also a physical therapist. So she really helps to guide the Michigan Parkinson Foundation in terms of where we need to go in assessments, in making sure that we have the type of activity for people at every age and every stage of Parkinson's disease. And then it's also super helpful that she stays really up on the research for Parkinson's exercise. So she's always bringing that to the forefront. I see Julia Wall on the call, our director of education, saying that they're both powerhouses. Julia, do you want to come on really quick and just give a quick intro?
Hi, everybody. I'm Julia Wall. I'm the Director of Education. Could not be more proud to be part of this organization and excited of what the future is going to bring. That's it. Glad to see everybody on board.
Thank you, Julia. All right, we're going to get started with a quick presentation. I'm going to share it now. And Jenny, you just chime in and let me know if you cannot see it for any reason. But otherwise, I'm going to assume everybody can see it. All right. Oh, it's doing some things on my end. Okay, I think we're good. So I'm just going to take you through, again, a quick presentation because I want us all jumping off from the same point. I want us all to just have the same foundation of information because I know some people on this call are very familiar with Parkinson's Movement Center. Some people on this call are very familiar with Michigan Parkinson Foundation and our programs. And now that we're coming together, we want to make sure you know all about what we're doing currently and all that we're hoping to do as we move into the future. And again, the most important piece for us is going to be talking to you and just doing the Q&A at the end of the presentation. So everybody should have gotten the email, whether it came from either of the organizations, just with the breaking news. And we tried to make this really visually simple. Michigan Parkinson Foundation plus Parkinson's Movement Center makes a bigger Michigan Parkinson Foundation. So in short, nothing is going away. There are no programs we're cutting. The same great programs that you're enjoying with Parkinson's Movement Center will stay there. It's just going to be under the Michigan Parkinson Foundation family. And as we're moving into sort of this realm, we're still going to be focused on our 4 pillars: community, exercise, education, and respite, just with a greater emphasis on exercise as we're moving through. So we're, really trying to figure out how we can amplify that. But I came into this role almost 3 years ago, really trying to identify where our strengths were and how we could grow upon those strengths. And this is one of the ways that we're doing it. So just to give a little bit of background into Michigan Parkinson Foundation, and I'm sure some of our participants on this call could basically do this presentation for me because you know it so well. But again, in the interest of starting from the same place, I'll just tell you that Michigan Parkinson Foundation was founded in 1983. So we've been around for 41 years. We are governed by a board of directors who have fiduciary oversight in the organization. And I think I saw Deanna Hatmaker, one of our board members, on the call as I got on. So thank you, Deanna, for being here, and thank you for your leadership. We are also advised by a professional advisory board. So this is a 26-member board of mostly movement disorder specialists, but also allied health care providers, advanced practice professionals, really anyone who's treating patients with Parkinson's. We want them on our professional advisory board. So this group meets quarterly, and just like the board of the directors, they've really helped to guide our mission forward. Our headquarters is in Metro Detroit, but we serve the entire state of Michigan. So we're across all of Michigan's 83 counties, but our office is in Bingham Farms, and often we just say Southfield because nobody knows where Bingham Farms is. We are independent and we are not affiliated with any national organization. So that really means that any funds raised here at Michigan Parkinson Foundation stay in Michigan. There are a lot of great Parkinson's organizations out there, dealing in research, really trying to have that broad advocacy reach. We are focused on the here and now, helping families with Parkinson's disease now, making sure that they have the help that they need. So our mission is to, again, empower and support individuals impacted by Parkinson's and related movement disorders, along with their care partners, families, and the healthcare professionals that support them. So it's really important to us that it's not just Parkinson's. It's sometimes Parkinson's plus. It's sometimes those Parkinson's adjacent diseases that are really, really difficult to diagnose. I was just talking to someone on the phone the other day who we're actually going to be honoring this year at our Lansing walk. And he was just like, I think it's morphing into something else that's not Parkinson's. And I said, that's okay. You're covered. We help people with related movement disorders as well. And our vision is really to be a leader in Michigan and beyond, we hope, in Parkinson's care and support. I always love to say that some of our programs, some of our virtual programs, we get people from out of the country, not just out of the state. So it's impressive, and I hope we can keep expanding our reach. All right, this is probably really small on your screen, but this is our staff in a nutshell. And this is the biggest we've ever been. This is the biggest our staff has ever been. So I'm just going to quickly take you through. You see me up there. You see Kelly Johnson, our Director of Operations. If you call in with a question about a donation or anything like that, she'll be your person. Angie, of course, already introduced herself. Julia Wall as well. Rita Dox just stepped down as our volunteer coordinator and to spend time with family, but she remains a very, very close partner to the organization. We haven't done anything with that. We kind of don't want to. She's been so pivotal. Katie Alexander manages all of our special events. So all those walk events that we have coming up, that's Katie. If you're talking to anybody, it's probably her. Stephanie Wozniak is our staff social worker. She is fantastic. She is directing our respite program primarily, but in addition to that, she's doing so much with our support groups throughout the state. She has, secret powers in design and trying to get things to look nice in Canva. So this presentation was actually designed by her. She's just a jack of all trades, and she just brought 2 interns from Wayne State University on to help us out. She's fantastic. As is Tori Davenport. So she's our Northern Michigan program manager. She's also a physical therapist in Traverse City, and she's just making waves in Northern Michigan overall. She's just a person who just takes the bull by the horns. She saw on the Today Show that people with Parkinson's were doing a rock climbing event. And she said, hey, can I do a rock climbing event? So she figured it out. She got a rock climbing group together. So she's doing a great job. And then Jennifer Musket is on the call today. She's helping to direct things. So Jenny is our program outreach coordinator. So that is our group in a nutshell. And then happily, we are adding to the team not only Deb Colling, who you met already, but Carol Schramm, who I'm sure many of the people on this call know. She's been in the Parkinson's sphere for a long time, not only, with Michigan Parkinson Foundation previously, and not only with PMC, but also with the OPC in Rochester, with the Rockin' in Rochester support group, with Quest Research. She's just... she's doing a lot in the Parkinson's world. And then we've also got Coach Rob Murphy. It's been a pleasure getting to know him. Murph's dad, I believe, had Parkinson's, and that's really where his passion comes from. And just getting to watch him, I've been making my way to as many of the Parkinson Movement Center classes as I can. And just getting to watch the coaches interact with people is awesome. And getting to watch the you all boxers that are on the call is amazing. I think I threw my back out at the Rochester one the other day because it's a very, very rigorous activity, and it's wonderful. And as Deb mentioned, her husband, Michael Colling, is teaching yoga as well, also a physical therapist. So the picture below is just kind of our team's meeting. We went out to dinner and just did a little meet and greet together. So suffice it to say, these teams are really excited to be working together. So I'm just going to quickly run through our 4 pillars for you here and just tell you kind of the direction we're hoping to go with those as well. So the first one is community, and this is really aimed at combating social isolation, just making sure that people with Parkinson's and their families have social opportunities. And we do this in our more than 70 support groups throughout the state. And again, Michigan has 83 counties. So we're really, really well represented with our support groups. We also, in the last year, brought on a one-on-one mentorship program, and we are looking for mentors and mentees. So if you're someone that thinks, you'd be a good mentor to someone, we're identifying people across all different categories. I saw Deborah Farmer on, she's one of our mentors. She would kind of have the tag woman with Parkinson's. If there's other people, wanting to talk from a female perspective, that's a good person to talk to. I know we had Amy on, and her mentor is really focused on veterans issues and newly diagnosed. So we have that tag as well, veterans, newly diagnosed. We also have people who have had deep brain stimulation. We're really just trying to hit every category we can here so that people can find the help they need in people right in their communities. So you can check out our website for more information on that. We also have community action committees, and this is largely in places where we have our walks, because these are the groups that help plan the walk, but they also do much more than that. They kind of weigh in on some of our advocacy decisions and trying to get everybody together, to help do what we need to do in terms of public policy. I can talk a little bit more about that later. And then we also have diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And we really focus on 3 areas for that. One is African American outreach, and Deborah Farmer, again, is really helping us out there with the African American support group. And then rural communities is another area that we're targeting, and we're trying to do more with our Train the Trainer program about that. And then the last one is our veterans support veterans. So we have a veteran support group as well, led by Nate Jolliffe, one of our board members. All right, so this is what we have roughly right now in terms of existing exercise. So Angie has done an amazing job building up our free Zoom exercise classes. They're offered 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m., and these classes are not going anywhere. Because again, we were joking at the beginning of the call that, it's nice out, so people don't want to be on Zoom as much. As soon as the weather turns, we do see an uptick in our Zoom exercise classes. We also see that a lot of people, when they travel, they want to have consistent exercise, and this is the way that they get to do it as well. We have a statewide directory of exercise classes as well. Angie, I don't think I have it on here, but Angie teaches a Monday exercise class here at our Bingham Farms office. I saw Barbara on the call. Barbara is a regular in that class. We have 4 walkathon events, and then we have exercise on demand, way over 200 recorded exercise videos on our YouTube channel. So I encourage everyone to check that out. It's a great resource. If you don't need it now, maybe you will in the future, or maybe it's just something that you need to work out from home, as a one-off. So just briefly, and we're going to talk about this more as we go on, but this is what we're hoping to do with our expanded exercise. And this is what's on for expanded exercise as well. I just have tucked into the corner here Deb's current schedule for rock steady boxing, for power moves, for yoga. Those classes are represented in Farmington Hills, St. Clair Shores, and Rochester. We want to expand this programming. We want to do all we can to expand it to reduce the cost, reduce the barriers for people joining. And the other thing we really want to do here is expand our Train the Trainer program. And this is something that Angie has been working on for the last year, aimed at bringing exercise classes to places where there aren't very many exercise options. So what we do is we find an ally in the community, usually a physical therapist, a PTA, OTA, or occupational therapist, who's already working with Parkinson's patients. And we're training them in power moves or another form of exercise that they can then bring to that community and continue to teach over a session. So we're doing that now. We're trying to kind of grow that program. I'll have Angie hop in on this a little bit later too, and she can tell you what locations we have right now. But this is something we want to expand. Absolutely. We take very seriously the fact that we are an organization that covers the entire state of Michigan. So we will be expanding this program and now working with Deb and her team. Again, that word unstoppable comes up for me because I think we're just going to get to the far reaches of the state and we're just going to get to so many more people who need support. We're also going to be able to do fall prevention workshops, balance workshops, things like that, specialty kind of things to give people what they need. Just a little bit on our walks, because I have to pump this up as well. I know Parkinson's Movement Center has a team, but we have our Metro Detroit walk coming up on September 14th. So I can't not plug that right now. But so yeah, a week and a half away. And the picture that I put up here is actually from our Traverse City walk, which was a couple weekends ago. This is Tori Davenport who organized that walk. Fantastic event. She did a really good job. The only thing is we were missing Irv and Debbie Manville, who I know are on this call. And then we've got our Lansing walk coming up the weekend after Detroit, and then we've got our Grand Rapids walk on October 19th. So lots of opportunities to come out. And it really is about so much more than fundraising. I think people see walks and they think, oh, you just want to do fundraising. We do need to raise funds in order to sustain our mission for sure. But it's also about awareness. It's bringing a large group of people together to say, we matter, this cause matters. And I always like to say it's the biggest support group you'll ever go to. People are coming together in solidarity and really looking at each other that, are going through a lot of the same things. And it's just a great display of community. And I think it's just a really special event. So I hope that you can come to one of our walks. If not this year, then keep us in mind. All right, so you heard from Julia Wall. She's our fantastic director of exercise. And she has been doing such a great job with our PD 101 class. So the first Wednesday of every month, Julia holds a class for mostly newly diagnosed individuals, but really we've expanded that to say anyone who didn't get the baseline information about Parkinson's the first time around, or family members who didn't get that, friends, to come to this PD 101 class. So actually, Julia had that today. I think there were 6 people that showed up today, but usually she has a lot more because we've been working with local neurologists, and luckily Julia knows most of them, to try to promote the PD 101 class and tell their patients to come and see us. Julia also takes this program on the road. We have it available virtually as well. So if this is something you or your family needs, please let us know. We also have our monthly virtual education series. It is the 3rd Wednesday of every month. So coming up, not next, but the one after at 7 o'clock. Always really great topics. Some of them are listed to the right here. Our annual symposium, we try to do somewhere around Parkinson's Awareness Month in April, but really our focus is getting the right speakers and the right information to the community. We promote and support the research community as much as we can. Quest Research is one that we just always try to tout. It's just so important for people wanting to take action to know what clinical trials they might be able to get involved in. We also do information and referrals, and we do a Living with Parkinson's series statewide as well. And then I'm just going to slip in, we've got these great caregiver training videos that we've been trying to get into home health agencies and assisted living agencies as well. So mostly for nursing staff, but also great for family caregivers. So we made this open to the community, gosh, like 2 years ago now. So these are on our YouTube channel as well. And we do have kind of a process to go through for certification as well. And then we've got great board members that help support by providing free consultation on any of these issues that you see here. Jeff Apple will talk to anybody about the disability issues that they're having and really touts 100% success rate with that as well. So come to us if you need help with this. We're going to get you in touch with the lawyers that support us in this area. And then lastly, our last pillar, and then I'm going to stop talking soon, I promise, is respite. And this really means rest and relief for families and primarily caregivers. So this comes in the form of financial assistance, $2,000 per family per year in respite care assistance. Usually when people are in the later stages, but it can happen really anytime that a care partner or caregiver, needs to go out of town, doesn't know what to do. So you would call and talk to Stephanie, our social worker, and she would walk you through this process. It's a fantastic program. I'm really proud to say that we gave away over $300,000 last year in respite care assistance. And every step of the way, we were kind of trying to see, can we go higher? Can we go more? Because the program just exploded under Stephanie's leadership. And it's a really good thing because we're getting this assistance in the hands of people who need it. We also have medication assistance. That's $600 per family per year for those very costly PD meds. We have a mobility loan closet just on the other side of this wall here. And we try to move those items as quickly as we possibly can to get them in the hands of people who need them. Also because we don't have a lot of room to store them. So I know some of the people on this call, I think I saw Dan earlier, who's picking us up on some of those mobility loan items, and I hope anyone who needs them will give us a call. Stephanie really is our helpline in this area too. She provides the listening ear, the counseling that so many people need. So just to finish, I'll say, call us, we can help. And again, this is just an expansion of our services, just amplifying our mission and what we do for the PD community. We are here for you. This merger that we're now going through with Deb, or that has already gone through with Deb, is in order to serve the Parkinson's community better. So we are laser focused on that. That's been our mission the whole time. I think Deb and I have always been in alignment with that. Actually, we both said, egos aside, or, any competition for funding or anything like that aside, we need to do what's best for the community. And that's really where we started and where we've remained today. So just to be clear, the Parkinson's Movement Center is now dissolved and has been, all the programs, services, everything has been absorbed by the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. So I'll bring Deb and Angie back up to the spotlight here, and the rest of the call belongs to you. Any questions you have, any information you want to know. Feel free to come off mute.
I want to just,
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
want
yeah.
to add something.
Yes,
So,
of course.
I want people to understand too that, the importance of both Angie and I working together. Angie is a physical therapist. I consider physical therapists the experts in exercise. They are the top notch, and when I have questions, I have someone to go to. And as a fitness professional, I've been in the field for a while, but there's still things that come up. So it's great to have a partnership with Angie, so that the two of us can work side by side together.
Yeah. And I think, there's so much new research that's coming out. So it's great, that we can work together and keep up on the research in terms of exercise and what's new in terms of what's going to benefit you the most as far as exercise, depending on where you're at, in your situation.
Exactly.
And just to really give you guys just a little more kudos, because I love to do it, but what I love about your classes is that it isn't just exercise. It's never just exercise. It's exercise and socialization and dual tasking that you always throw in there, and it even trips me up. it's so much more, and you're exercising your brain in so many vital ways. And you're bringing the community together while you do it. So it's fantastic.
Thank you.
All right.
Right.
Okay, can you put the general info? Yes, I can. I'll put the general info in the chat.
Nice.
If I can find my mouse. There we go. Feel free to come off mute or raise your hand with the little hand raising icon.
Otherwise, you're just gonna have to listen to us babble for a little bit longer. I don't know if you want to do that.
Right.
Barbara here.
Hi, Barbara.
Yeah, I just wanted, Angie has just been great. I've been so dedicated to her exercise class and been able to do it. I'm so glad it's not going away, because when I read your breaking news, I thought, oh no, it's going away. And I had to call Angie and I said, no, you're not going away, are you? Because unfortunately, a lot of the programs that are joining with you are not close to me. The location's not really a good location for me. So I'm hoping you had a little more further north and west, the Waterford area, anything further that way maybe might be helpful. But in the meantime, I will continue doing what I'm doing, and exercise has been a great thing for me. So yeah, so
Thank you for
sharing,
sharing
Barb.
that, Barbara.
you're welcome.
And I think that is the main reason we wanted to have this call. We didn't want anyone to be scared that something was going away. I've heard that a couple times, and I just want to make sure we are crystal clear that no programs are going away. We're only building upon what we have.
I think Amy had a question.
I just want to say that we started on Zoom back when it was COVID. And the newsletters and your staff and Angie and Deb have all become part of our family, and Julia with the Speak Out program. And we just feel really blessed that I can keep my husband stable and continuing to just do everything every day. Some are better than others, but he's really been able to be more active and be out in the community more than if we didn't have this program. So we truly feel blessed. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie.
Hi. My name's Amy, and currently we live in an apartment in a complex that's a nursing center here in Dearborn, which has been wonderful for me because all the buildings are interconnected. And so I can use my walker to get down to our gym. I can use my chair if I'm having a bad day, like yesterday was a horrible, terrible, no good day, as the story says. But I have met 2 or 3 other older couples here that also have Parkinson's. I haven't met a huge group. I'm probably one of the youngest. I'm 62. But I'm just wondering, what about bringing someone here that could work with Parkinson's patients? Again, our population is on the older side, but there may be a lot of people looking for programs here, that, I see use the gym. I don't know that they necessarily have Parkinson's. Like I said, I've maybe met 2 couples so far that also one of the spouses has Parkinson's.
Okay, yeah. Well, Amy, I know you've got my email address. Shoot me an email and just let me know a few more details about the place that you live in, and some of the programs maybe that they already have, the more information about the gym too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel free to CC me on that too, Kristin.
Okay, yeah. I'll send it right over to you, Angie.
Okay, that would be great. I'll try to work on that tomorrow. And then Kristen, what's your last name again? I apologize.
That's okay. Rossi, Rossi.
Okay, I know I've talked to you.
That's okay.
Thank you.
No problem. All right,
So
Deb, I
anyway,
see.
a
Oh, yeah,
question
you
about
go
Rock
ahead. Go
Steady.
ahead.
Yeah. So, what is Rock Steady Boxing? So, Rock Steady Boxing, I'll give you a little bit about the background before I talk about the actual program. So, Rock Steady Boxing was kind of, it happened on a fluke. The district attorney in Indianapolis was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and his doctor back then said, "Get your things in order. There's nothing we can do." And he wasn't going to sit down and take that. So he said, "Well, what if I start exercising with one of my buddies?" And he said, his doctor said, "Don't do it." He didn't listen to his doctor, and he went to the gym with his he was an ex-cop that was doing boxing classes. And he started doing boxing with his friend, and he discovered that through boxing, he was feeling stronger. He was feeling more confident. His handwriting was getting better. His balance was getting better. He was feeling awesome. So they enlisted a female boxer by the name of Kristin Rossi, and together the three of them formed Rock Steady Boxing, which is a nonprofit organization run out of Indianapolis. So it started with one guy, Scott Newman. One guy turned into four, four turned into six, six turned into 10. They were at a small location. It kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Today, so that was 17, 18 years ago. Today, there's over 800 affiliates worldwide. And I can't even tell you how many coaches there are within the Rock Steady Boxing system. But what we do with Rock Steady is we use the aspects of boxing to help fight the symptoms of Parkinson's. So sometimes I explain it like everything that Parkinson's is trying to take away is what a boxer needs to succeed in the ring, in a fight. So they need to have good balance. They need to have good core strength. They need to have hand-eye body coordination. They need to be able to get that long extended arm out to throw a good punch. They need to be quick thinking, quick moving on their feet. So this is everything that Parkinson's is trying to pull away. By doing the aspects of boxing, we can give you some of that back. The high intensity exercise also helps to slow the progression. So we like to say we like people to work at what we call the rate of perceived exertion. So when you look at a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you haven't exercised at all, you can have this conversation without panting, without gasping for breath, etc. But we want to get you to about that 6 to 8 range where you are. Well, one of my favorite sayings is you get that little glazed jelly donut look around your face and you kind of start to kind of breathe a little bit harder. We don't look at heart rate. We looked at what is your perceived exertion, because everybody's rate of perceived exertion is different. So depending on the stage of Parkinson's that you're in, that rate of perceived exertion might look a little bit different. Depending on if you're on heart medications, that perceived exertion is definitely going to be a little bit different. So we really try to encourage people to work at their own level and their own ability. And one of the things in my all levels classes is that we make sure that we have the proper variation or modification for every single person in our class. So hope that helps
That's
a little
wonderful.
bit.
And I just loved, like absolutely loved, I haven't been able to stop talking about it. The circle you do at the beginning where, it's kind of an intro. If anybody new is there, you're introducing that person. You do sort of a team building moment there. And then at the end, bringing it in, hands in. And then you do a little chant and call out again anyone new in the class. You did that for me. I felt so welcome. I got the chills. Like it was just great. It was a great way to bring everybody
Yeah,
together.
because on top of the boxing, and we know the boxing is great. I mean, we have a lot of fun doing that. By the way, it's non-contact, so we don't spar with each other. But we do start off every class in a circle where we do have everybody. I might ask you, hey, do you guys have anything you might want to share today? Because sometimes it's important for you to get something off of your chest that it might be something like, I became a grandfather yesterday, or my daughter just got married. It might be something really great, but it also might be something an issue that you're having with your Parkinson's that you want to tell the group. And that's completely fine with me, because our classes are a community within themselves. I like to say that we kind of treat them more like families. Then we do exercise classes. We get to know one another very, very well. And we try to communicate with each other. So voice activation is really big in our class, as well as balance, as well as strength training. We do throw in weights into the class. We do throw in other modalities like we talked about besides the rock steady boxing. So I might throw in power moves in one of our classes. I might bring in our urban poles one day and say, okay, you guys are going to use the urban poles for something. So they're always changing. I don't think we've ever taught one class that's been the same ever. They always rotate and change around. And like I said, they're a lot of fun, really encouraging. So
may I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I'm from Jackson and we no longer have a group leader here, but I do know that they do the Rock City boxing. Can someone that cannot stand do that?
Absolutely. In our Rochester location, I know it's too far for Jackson, but for example, in our Rochester location, we do have 2 level classes. We do a high intensity class and a low intensity class. Our low intensity class is really geared toward people who are more mobility challenged. We do have a gentleman that's in a wheelchair. He will get up once in a while and with his walker, but for the most part, he is in his wheelchair. We have another gentleman whose balance is not the best. So if he doesn't have somebody there to support him, he's in a chair during the class for that reason. Safety is a big issue in our classes. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. So if you are safer sitting in a chair, then we will have you be in the chair for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need to take the speech classes again.
I know. Speaking with intent, yeah. It's not always easy. And I see Julia Wall put in the comments here, Rock Steady Boxing is held in Jackson at the YMCA now, once a month, and they have their support group there as well. So give us a call and we'll get you in touch with the information.
I knew about that,
Oh,
but I just
okay.
didn't know if I could do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I would definitely suggest, contacting the person that runs the Rock City Boxing class in Jackson. I don't know them personally, but see what if they have that ability for you in your classes. I mean, they should. Most of us in the Rock City Boxing world do teach to all levels.
Thank you.
And we can get you that contact information as well, so you can give them a call.
I just wanted to say too, I know many of you are probably online thinking, well, that's great, but there's not a Rock Steady Boxing near me, right? So I will say, if you go to our website, we have exercise classes specific for people with Parkinson's listed by county. So go ahead and check out our website and see what different classes are like, hopefully in your area, because it may not be a Rock Steady Boxing class, but it's better to at least get started with something. And then, eventually what happens is if you can get a group together in your community, maybe you can, as a group, approach like a title gym or something like that. I think that's happened to a lot of places where they came together as a group and said, we really want to bring this boxing program here to this area. And so you can kind of grassroot it together and maybe find someone that's willing to do that in your community if that's really what you want to do. In the meantime, while we're trying to build, out into the community. Yeah, just want to throw that out there.
And I put that link in the chat if anybody's interested in that. Angie keeps that really well updated. Angie, do you want to talk about Train the Trainer a little bit?
Sure. Was there, I thought I saw there was a question first about.
Oh, sorry.
Boxing. How can I?
Oh, I see. How do you sign up for the Rock Steady Boxing classes? I live near St. Clair Shores. Perfect. I was just at that class today. Deb is going to put her contact information in
Working on that right now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And again, if you have any trouble, getting a hold of any of this information we're talking about today, just give a call to our main line. I'll finish our call today by putting the main line in the chat one more time. All right, sorry, Angie, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. So with the Michigan Parkinson's Foundation, we were fortunate enough to get a grant. And with this grant, what we're able to do is try to bring Parkinson's specific exercise classes to communities in the state of Michigan. So the UP as well as like the lower peninsula. Our goal is to really try to expand into areas outside of Metro Detroit. So looking at those areas that maybe don't have class offerings right now. So right now we have started programs in the Trenton area, so south, and I know there's still a need down in that area. I was just talking to Julie Wall today, and we're like, oh my gosh, Monroe area, there's such a need down there. So we're getting there. We're trying to work on that. But there is a class right now, a Power Moves class in Trenton at level 11, and that is a free class, you know, kind of sponsored, or we collaborate with them for that class. So Trenton, there's a class in Traverse City now. There's a class in Port Huron. Lori teaches it, and I think Lori might be on the call. I think I saw her.
Lori, I
So,
saw ya. Hi,
so shout
Lori.
out to Lori. We are getting a class up and going in Battle Creek soon. We have classes in Leelanau. I have been in touch, where our next goal is to try to get some classes more in like Alpena area, up in that area, and then the UP. So we're working on those areas as well. So trying to really reach out to those communities that maybe don't have access, right, to Rocksteady boxing or any type of in-person exercise class. Yeah, so that's kind of in a nutshell what our goal is with Train the Trainer right now, is to try to bring classes to you guys in the community where there's not any available right now, these in-person classes. We have the virtual offerings, which are great. I love them. So glad that IRV has been able to benefit from them. But we know that the in-person classes are really important as too, especially for that socialization part. So yeah, hopefully we can, at some point, we want to have like people have access to this, really access to evidence-based Parkinson-specific classes that we know you can benefit from. So that's our goal. Yeah. Any questions?
That was great. Angie, thank you.
Hey, Debbie,
Yeah.
this is Brett Marshall.
Hey, Brett, how are you?
I'm doing well.
I thought you were going to rejoin class. Are you coming anytime soon?
I'm going to come. I was just asking you, did your Grosse Pointe Park class get absorbed into St. Clair Shores?
Yes. Yes, we're at St. Clair Shores now at Sidekicks Martial Arts Studio, which is on Harper and 8 Mile.
Great. I'll see you soon.
Great. Looking forward to it, Brett.
I'll be there.
If anyone needs incentive to go to the St. Clair Shores class, I can confirm that it's right by Wally's Frozen Custard, which is like one of my favorites.
You got Wally's on one side, you got East Side Bagel on the other, so
Oh,
you're good to go.
Yep.
Good spot to go. Okay. I'll see you soon.
All right.
I have a question. Do you work with any of the like senior centers that have like exercises classes where they could come in and do like the Rock City boxing?
So that's interesting. I actually started at community centers. I had I think all 3 of my locations were centered at community centers at one point when we first started our program 2.5 years ago. And it was great to have them there, but we didn't have a lot of autonomy, which is kind of what we really needed in our classes. So we've kind of moved away from the community centers, but I'm not opposed to going back to one if that need opens up for us.
Because right now at our senior center, we have a local therapist that they volunteer their time and they come every Monday for core exercises.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if that's something, or
Yeah,
would be something you guys can consider.
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely. And I see Joe asking, can a caregiver or support person take classes at the same time?
Yes, I do allow caregivers or support people to work out side by side with their person with Parkinson's, but always to remind them that their person with Parkinson's comes first. All our Parkinson's clients come first, and their first come, first serve kind of basis. Our care partners, like I said, are welcome to work out alongside with them until there's we need that space for that time.
Yeah, that's very much the same as your classes, Angie, too.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the same for all my classes as well.
Wonderful.
And Julie also mentioned that there are some senior centers that offer power moves.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely check out our website and you'll hopefully be able to find a class, a Parkinson specific class near you.
Put that web address up again.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. This is Lori.
Hi, Lori.
I was wondering, my class is really starting to take off, totally between, because I do have my Live Big and Loud business, and then I do the free class at the senior center. But I have a total of 27 clients that are jumping around from these classes. But I was wondering, would it be possible to maybe do another one in the Thumb area, like Sanilac County?
Yeah, I would say that's absolutely something we can talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I might have a facility that we can actually do it at for free. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Terrific. Yay.
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah, talk to
we'll
Angie.
connect. Lori,
Okay.
email me.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a big hit here in Port Huron. So
Good.
yeah, it'll keep growing. I think we just have to keep getting the word out. We had 27 at our support group today.
Man,
Great.
Lori, you
Yeah.
are killing it. Angie
It's-
keeps sharing
Wow,
all of
that's
your
great.
successes with the staff. We're all very impressed.
Yeah, it's been fantastic though. It really has. So,
That's
and
great.
we're coming up. I think we're 8th place right now.
I saw that as well. Oh my goodness.
We're going up. Yeah, this is our first year. So
I
watch
cannot
out.
believe that. Yeah.
So anyhow, okay, looking forward to seeing you guys next Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
anybody on the call that's from the Port Huron area? Because I do also know that the YMCA Blue Water,
Yeah, they're doing the Rocksteady. Yeah,
they've been in training for Rocksteady. I've been in contact with them. They came to our classes a few
yeah,
months ago. And yeah, they're looking at starting a program soon.
yeah.
And Julie just said that in Bad X, there's also a Rock Steady boxing.
Right. I've been to that one. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah.
That's good.
I agree. Yeah, I got quite a workout last week. I'm still feeling it. And just where the walk is concerned, I'm going to share too, because that actually our staff group text is still going right now, but we just hit the 200,000 mark for Detroit Walk, so that's huge for us.
Mhm.
Nice.
All right.
I'm gonna be, my husband and I are gonna be on the at the Detroit Walk. We donated to the young man I mentor with.
Nate, I was just going to say, I bet it's Nate.
Sorry, at this hour, my mind's like white, plus I've been sick all day.
Oh, no worries at all. And thank you for your support. Nate is that person because Angie and Deb are both pretty competitive with their walk teams. He just gets in there. He finds a way to get
There's
in there.
no touching Nate at this
He
point.
stole a whole group from me.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, and I've known him since I guess about the beginning of the year. Because I was diagnosed last September, so I'm coming towards the end of 1 year.
I remember that, Amy. I remember that initial discussion, and I'm glad Nate's
Yeah, that's
helping you
right. The email is going back and forth, and
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, you found a lot of really good resources, so that's wonderful. And Nate is a great mentor.
yeah, he really is.
Good. Glad you found.
Yeah, and also he's the one that suggested Jeff Apple
Mhm.
to us, and he was able to help us get SSDI for me.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
So yeah, it's great guy, and so thanks to both of them. That was a big help.
Wonderful. Yeah, they're both kind of like secret weapons for us.
For sure.
All right. Anyone else have any final questions? We're at the 8 o'clock mark, so just about ready to wrap up. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Okay, I'm gonna put our number in the chat one last time because I know we talked about a lot of different things on tonight's call, a lot of different resources that you can look to, and a lot of uh, okay, yeah, I'll read Julia's in just a minute too. A lot of things that you can get involved with, and you know, a new direction that we're going in as well through this partnership. So if any of it was at all confusing, or you have more questions, or just want to find out more about some of the resources we mentioned, please call that number. I put it in the chat, 248-433 1011. So 248-433-1011. That's how I remember it. And then Julia Wall just said, don't let the word walk scare you. Come out just for the socialization. It's a great time. September 14th, Metro Detroit, September 21st, Lansing, and October 19th, Grand Rapids. Yeah, great plug, Julia. And especially like the one that's coming up pretty quickly here. Oh no, you're good. The Metro Detroit one, it's at Jimmy John's Field. So you get a hot dog out of the deal as well. And even if you don't want to go on the walk route, you can go on the morning track around the baseball diamond. But all of our walks are really fun. There's a lot of camaraderie there. I hope you join. But really, Deb says mantra, we'll walk for dopamine. I'm in it for like some of the names even. When I look at some of the team names, I love them. There was one at Lansing last year called Living La Libidopa, and I just like could not stop laughing. It was hilarious. They were one of our top teams. So do please join us, but really we just want you to be involved in all that we're doing. So keep in touch. This will be recorded and on our YouTube channel as well. So if anybody missed it, you can find it there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Be well.
Thank you.
You.
Bye.
Nice to meet everybody.
Good to see you all.